Rick. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. It's very quiet. Very, very quiet today.
It's probably on the floor somewhere. Is that better?
That's better. Yep.
I've already cannibalized my camera for a robot at this point, so it's
Okay.
gone for now.
That's fine. How's the how's the audio for FFmpeg going?
It's working better. So fundamentally it has a little bit more delay, at least by default. But I think it'll actually have less delay when there's a lot of users on the system because it was breaking down like really quickly. Like when maybe 5 or 6 users got on the system, it would break and there'd be like 30-second delays for somebody to
Yeah,
notice
yeah,
anything
yeah.
on the audio. So it was just using way too much bandwidth, I think.
Okay.
Um, Now I'm seeing the bandwidth usage right now is 1.65 megabits, and it has like 20. There's very little activity right now, but it seems way more under control than it was.
1.65 megabits per what?
I mean, the total going out of the Linux box is 1.6 megabits right now,
Is that like
which is
per
fine.
minute? Per second?
Megabits per
Oh,
second.
per second. Okay.
It was just pegged at like 25 all the time. So it's a lot more reasonable now. I just haven't converted all the. I've got 2 robots that are just kind of like broken, and only 3 of them actually have the audio. I just started putting. I use cameras for mics because it's cheaper to buy a camera with a mic than just a mic from the
Mm-hmm.
store. Then I'm also ordering like specialized mics at the same time. Um, Whatever. Long story, but transitions in progress.
Cool. Um. All right. I guess it's us three today. Rick already gave sort of half of his, or probably all of his stand-up update. I don't know. Do you want to just start, Rick, since you've already started, or you want to finish?
Yeah, I was just saying, updated basically switching over from that sort of hacked audio delivery system that's sort of packet by packet and often choppy to a kind of standard built system that's built into the video stream. So fortunately now JSMPEG supports that. So we just need to have microphones on the robots, and we can make them stream a full audio and video signal. And it seems to be working well enough. Yeah, I think the next thing for right now, I just need to I just want to make sure the robots are kind of in order because I'm going to be leaving for San Francisco for a couple days pretty soon. Then I want to get more into kind of getting this parallax robot up and running.
Mm-hmm.
We can try that. Yeah, we need to talk about what we're doing, and we need to talk about we need to have a sprint planning. You know what I mean? We're doing the part of the sprint except for the planning, so we're just kind of like randomly reporting things. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's my update.
Okay. Yeah, we should do a sprint planning.
What exactly is that?
It's just it's part of the agile process of software development, and it's just like every sprint, which sometimes is a week long or depends. You can define it yourself, but So it'd be like if it were the week, if sprints were a week long, at the beginning of the sprint, maybe Mondays, you would just go over what you guys plan to accomplish, the high level goals, and also you would delegate the tickets, or you would make tickets, and then assign them to people, and then at the end of the sprint on Friday, you would go over like how well you met your goals, or if you or why you didn't meet your goals. Yeah, and the stand-ups that we do are really just a piece of that process. It's just supposed to be for giving a daily update for how far along you are on that goal. So yeah, it's interesting that we never had goals, but we do stand-ups. All right. Well, okay, I'll go next. I finished. Well, yeah, I finished the Streamlabs integration. There's still some more work I want to do on that, which is to allow users to create custom alerts. Right now, it's just going to create a Streamlab alert when you buy X control. And the verbiage says like, oh, user, I don't know, whatever, Matt donated 50 cents. So, yeah, I mean, so we're using the donation alert. That's why it has the word donated in there. But I want to customize that so, you can like have alerts for all kinds of things. You can have alerts for like, if somebody subscribes to you, that'd be cool. If somebody subscribes to you on RunMyRobot, if somebody upgrades themselves to be a premium member, if somebody wants to buy like a bonus sound effect, somebody wants to pay to control the arm, or I don't know, like for all of those, a unique alert for each. That's not too hard. It's just I mean, the pipeline's already in place, so it's just a matter of tweaking things. So that's that.
Hi, it's Jill.
Hey, Jill.
Hi.
Hey, just going through our updates.
Fly on the wall right now.
Okay. Yeah, so finish the Streamlabs integration. Want to continue to work out the custom alerts. And then and then I worked on so now robots have a allow anonymous control Boolean toggle. So if you flip that off, which you can do so in the user profile page, if you flip that off, then anonymous users can't move the robot. Instead, they'll get a pop-up that says, like, hey, this robot requires you to log in to control it. Yeah, so that Jill also suggested a similar thing, but for chats, so that anonymous users are not allowed to chat if the user or the robot owner wants to specify it as such. That can be easily be done. Wait, let me look at my notes. Yeah, I mean, so right now you could block users from text to speech. You can't necessarily block users from movement. So that's another thing I could implement. But that's a tricky thing because, like, if they never chat anything, how do you, like, find their user and block them? So there would need to be a UI to sort of search users.
Isn't there already a window that shows who's the robot? It scrolls really fast.
Yeah, it scrolls super fast. I don't know how you'd be able to click on a user there and click block.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe break it down to each robot. So maybe like if you're on Timmy or whatever, then you only see that one. Maybe.
Yeah, we tried that before.
Okay.
We reverted it back, but we could do that. I was thinking just a simple like search bar, and like you type it in and it'll start auto completing people's usernames, and you can find whoever you want. And then once you find that person, you can add them as a friend, or you can block them. And adding as a friend would be, so if you allow, or if you change your robot so that you only want to allow whitelisted users or friends to access the robot, then you could do so. Also deployed the README.io docs last night. Thanks, Kevin, for all your help. Yeah, I'm glad. Like finally, there's, I don't know. Like at least I'm not. At least there's like something that looks presentable, in case, like, let's say an investor is looking at it like tomorrow. I'm not saying somebody is, but like I'd like to pretend as such, and I'd be embarrassed
I
if.
have a few words on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I like parts of the WordPress page. I mean, I know it's still in the middle of progress, and we're actively trying to style it, but it's just I just got like a little bit impatient with myself, and I was like, I can't stay like this too much longer. I'm worried that someone's gonna look at this, so I finished the README.io docs and deployed it. So that, and then I've been experimenting with the snapshot page again, because I looked at the snapshot page on WordPress, and because we changed the theme, it got screwed up again. So I thought, like, screw it. How long will it take to rewrite this in React? I thought maybe I could pull it out and pull it off in like an hour. I mean, I could, except if we want comments, which I started going into, trying to implement Reddit style nested comments. I thought I could pull that off pretty quick, but it looks like, it'll probably be a bigger investment. So I don't know. Maybe I'll continue tinkering with that. Maybe there'll be like a eureka moment, and I could like have it working, or maybe it'll just cost too much and it'll just be a rabbit hole.
Do you mean like comments on the snapshots?
On the snapshots.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And also, there's the sharing buttons. Like we actually didn't have to go to WordPress to do that, because there's a React library that like gives you that with nothing, like with no implementation. I mean, you just kind of npm install the package, and then all of those share buttons are right there. So we could have done that.
Well, you still need to do it anyway because they're not on the front page.
This new theme has, I think, buttons included. I disabled the plugin, and after this discussion, I'll look at that and see.
I mean, there are no share buttons on the post on the front page.
Yeah.
Good, it's disabled right now.
What? No, he means the node site.
No.
If you scroll to the bottom, yeah, there's no share buttons there. I could put them there.
My mistake.
But yeah, okay. So going back to the Twitch alerts thing, or the Streamlabs thing, I was thinking, like, what kinds of things? Like, now I feel like we can start charging for a whole bunch of things. I mean, yeah. I mean, we could, and then we can test if money will start coming in, or if people are interested in buying these little services. So like, I don't know, I was thinking, like, what can we try selling? Maybe like sound effects, kind of like how Nemo or Matt had sound effects for his robot. I mean,
I would, even though this one's probably slightly more painful to implement, I would recommend the speed boost, because it's kind of cool and it's kind of unique to the site.
Yeah. Okay. That one sounds fun. Could try to do that. Speed boost. Let's see. What's easier? I think what might be easier, not saying this should come first because it's easier, but subscribers. If somebody subscribes to your robot, like, just simple as that, like when you get that event, display an alert, and also somewhere like on the UI we can display a total count of how many subscribers that person has. Maybe then it'll like motivate other people to subscribe. But yeah, if you guys think of any like small little bonus thing we can like charge like 50 cents for,
Can you do like icons or badges? I guess. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, things like that. If you want to buy, let's see, if you want to buy a badge for your user, but I mean that doesn't necessarily need a Streamlab alert though, right? I don't
Well,
know. I guess it
it'll
could.
engage other people who might not know about it to check it out and perhaps buy another one.
I guess it could. If you buy that, it could say on the canvas like user X
Mm-hmm.
bought a or upgraded their account like one level up or whatever, and
Yeah.
that one level up means they have an avatar or a picture or whatever. Um, yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll look at the subscribe feature, and then also the speed boost. I think both of those would be cool.
Honestly, I think we need to get more going with the social media stuff. I mean, or something. I mean,
That's what I want to do after I finish this website, which shouldn't take too much longer because it's so much easier.
What do you
all right,
mean, like get more
let's go
going with
through
it?
this. Anyways, let's go through the updates, and then I'll open mic this
Okay.
concern that I have.
All right, Kevin.
All right. Yeah. Finally figured out the WordPress site. Everything we pretty much need is included, so I don't do any high code or anything like that. Shit, I don't think it'll take too long. How many hours I can devote to it.
Okay, let me take a look. Yeah, I mean, I saw it changing, like when I was looking at it just a couple hours ago. Yeah, it looks better, definitely.
There's some issues like the rows are too much spacing between them, but I think I have the issue, so I gotta go fix it.
Rows on what? What are you talking about?
Like underneath the main image placeholder, and then underneath that where it says more posts to our blog, or something along those lines, there's a huge gap. It's like
Wait, so when you say main image, how do I get there? Is it?
it's just a placeholder right now, so I have to put it there. But you see how it has a shadow, and then there's a decent gap between more from the blog title.
I'm not. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to the main page. Oh, like this. Okay. Where's the drop shadow? You said there's a drop shadow?
Show me what you're seeing, because I pulled up on my laptop and it looks a bit different. So,
Okay.
don't mind.
This is what I'm seeing.
Let's share. Can you share your screen, Theo?
I am.
Oh, yeah, see how the drop shadow.
Oh,
underneath
this
the
thing? Yeah.
There's a huge gap between that and the title underneath it.
Huge gap. Oh, yeah. Sure.
And it's not supposed to be there, so I gotta figure out why. I'm pretty sure it's caused because of the smaller image. I just gotta go fix it. It has
Okay.
extra spacing on the bottom. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish this page would show those images. This
Yeah.
this
Can
page
we,
is pretty.
make that giant pink thing at the top not so giant?
Yeah, I can fix that. I think it's because it's part of the blog, so it's probably gonna be in the blog thing. That's gotta go fix.
I noticed it was on the forum page too. So there's so much stuff at the top of the forum page that like the forum isn't even visible until you scroll down hardly. It looks like a giant page of pink
Yeah.
with little tiny forum stuck in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually should be hard to fix. I think it's just the template and the page, so it should be pretty easy.
Okay. Cool.
I'll have to change all that.
Yeah. Let me know if you want to pair on that. I'd be happy to.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much all I've done. So that's my stand up.
Cool. Oh, Jose just joined.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How's it going?
Oh, cool.
It's going well. I was having some technical difficulties joining, but I'm here. Um,
How's it going?
yeah,
What are you up to?
going going well. I finished setting up all my technology. If you can see anything, and I got my static IP and business class service. So I'm really happy about that. I was going to share with you guys the numbers if you wanna do anything with my tech, and also got a fax number. Anyways, that's most of my update is just having had my hardware set up the way I needed it,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess if in terms of something other than that is that I got this sticker paper that I'm gonna use with my printer to make little RunMyRobot stickers. If you guys would be interested, I can mail them to you so you can paste them everywhere or on your robot especially.
Cool.
And yeah, that's my stand up for today.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. You could when I grab a beer with you, you can hand me some of those stickers.
Oh, that's right. I leave tomorrow at 5, and I should be back at home in I don't know Saturday at 2 a.m. So I guess I'll see you Saturday morning at the earliest.
Okay. Cool. And then maybe we can check out the Weird Science guys next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Jill, do you want to say anything, or do you still want to be a fly on the wall?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not working much on RunMyRobot stuff, but I mean, we've got the parallax spot stuff going. I've got that document there, and I don't know like where the status is on some of that stuff. I haven't also talked with Ken at Parallax about like I haven't poked him for updates and stuff. So yeah, there's probably like a lot of stuff we'll need to discuss around that. But then we have this weekend to do that, and then I'm just trying to get a bunch of stuff to work by the time I do the thing at the end of the month. So that's about it. I mean, I'm still going with all of my stuff separately. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm just curious. Did you ever get to try the 1,000 kilobit throughput rate? Or
I didn't.
Okay.
But I wanted to. I just haven't had a chance to do it.
I thought maybe you tried and then you reverted it because latency was too bad.
Oh, does it add more latency?
Probably a little bit. I don't remember like
Yeah,
how much.
it does. I mean, I've done lots of tests on this, and usually at about, I mean, the happy medium, as far as I can tell, is about 300 bits per second. If you go lower,
What are you running at
it's
now?
really ugly, and users really don't like it. If you go higher, they start complaining about latency. But there's really, I really would like to have about, I'd say about 700 is actually where it starts to look nice. And you can do it like that, as long as they're not like demanding low latency to like drive around fast. But that's my take on that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember the latency being that bad when I used 1,000 because my Theobot was on 1,000. It seemed all right. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I know a few methods that might help with all of that stuff, but we'll have to talk about that. Like the most promising one was that company that I was talking to. I think I had mentioned it to Rick about the H2. Like they were using software that leveraged like the onboard H.264 encoding on the Pi. And
yeah.
they said that they told me, I haven't tested it yet, but they told me with that software like we can get like well in the sub-seconds,
Okay.
like something but like around 20 to 30 milliseconds at like HD quality.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, that if that works, that's obviously awesome. I'd have to see it to believe it.
I would have to see to believe it, but yeah.
What was the name of the company?
EvoStream.
Evo Stream.
EVO.
Okay.
STREAM. Yeah, they do like streaming video for embedded hardware.
Uh-huh. Cool. All right. I'll check them out. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody's updates. Anything anybody else wants to add?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to open mic the
I think we need a lot
the social media
more.
talk.
Well, there's different ways to think about how would you increase traffic, but and one way is that works so far is just like making Reddit posts. But I don't want to always have to try to keep making Reddit posts by hand forever. So I haven't been making them for a while, which is why you can kind of see the traffic slowly dwindling. And the plan is to kind of let the users make their own posts. And if that reaches some kind of critical mass, they should start, like the number of posts should go up, and that should attract enough attention for more posts. And we get like a positive feedback cycle. But I mean, I think there's a number of reasons I don't think our social media posting system is necessarily like there enough for that to happen. It might, I mean, one possibility is that this method just won't work. But I think that it would, but I think there's got to be like, I think the users need more ability to post than just like the really basics that they have now, which is when they do a snapshot, it like sticks it in some Twitter account that probably nobody knows about. So they're going to need to like be able to post. They should be able to like share it to their account, and we should probably be squirting it automatically to Reddit at some point. And just kind of making the button to do the snapshot like a really obvious picture of a camera or something that's sitting in front of you, like so obvious that you can't help but press on it. To kind of amplify the number of shares. Because I feel like, when there's not traffic, I just feel like it's like really sad to just see the site like trafficless. I don't necessarily want to resort to trying to generate all the traffic through Reddit posts. So
Yeah, so right now when they click that Twitter icon on the WordPress snapshots page, that will go to their own Twitter account. Just clearing that up. Like
okay.
we do automatically also post to our ZetaBots Pix Twitter account, or maybe the name changed. But they can also share on their own Twitter account.
Okay, so, but the thing is, no, this is a very small thing, but it's actually kind of a big effect. It's like when you do the share, it's not obvious. None of that is obvious when you do the share. Like when you click share and you write something in and you do the post, it really just looks like, okay, it kind of posted, and if you know what you're doing, you'll find it on that main page, and that's about it. I doubt anybody's really clicking on the snapshots.
Oh, they are.
Page.
Oh, the page?
So until there's like sharing, I mean, the sharing option should probably be right definitely on the main page. I know you're working on that, but I'm just saying it's really important. And I'm thinking maybe some sharing should just be on the dialogue when you're creating the post.
Yeah.
But I'd have to look at like how Twitter or YouTube or something does it. See if that's reasonable.
Yeah.
However we do it, I just need the sharing has got to be much more in the forefront, because right now I bet most people don't even know you can share it because they haven't even clicked on the snapshot page.
Yeah.
And they probably don't they don't necessarily know we're logging the snapshots either unless they happen to click on that page.
Okay.
So it probably needs like a thing at the bottom that says see more or something that takes them to the snapshot page.
Okay, so I think
I'm thinking the good thing is I think the snapshots that people are doing are actually funny enough. They're competitive with like normal pseudo funny Facebook posts
Yeah.
that get reasonable attention. So I think we're in the ballpark on that. We just need to
Yeah.
get them to go out to people's accounts.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So I think four things can improve our snapshot effectiveness. One, yeah, we put the social media buttons right there on the front page, maybe even like right when the modal opens. Two, have a better looking dedicated snapshot pages, meaning like not like the one we have on WordPress. I mean, you can go to each individual one on WordPress. Still doesn't look that great. If we could make that look good, and I'm thinking like by having a custom React page for that, including comments, then it'll be a lot more shareable. Where was I going? And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then three. This is a big if. I don't know like how possible this is, but if we could somehow record GIFs, animated GIFs, or a few screens, and then like kind of like splice them together into an animation.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It wouldn't be that hard.
That would be a huge like leap. I mean, in terms of like how compelling it would be. I forgot the fourth thing. Of course, I shouldn't try to nest too many things in my brain. Yeah.
I actually had an idea as well. Actually, two of them. Could we do like a weekly pick, a featured snapshot? That way, maybe
That's a good idea.
strive towards quality, and then additionally, to get the amount up, we can do maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
We could
that brings up a
even,
good point,
reward
so-
them like $5 for the best. Like
not so much, no,
whoever.
not money, but just like points, like a ranking, I guess. It goes
Okay.
with the icons, or the more shares you have, the more points. And while it'll generate a high volume, hopefully people will, having the feature image will maybe kind of balance it out, so it's not just crap load of terrible pictures, you know?
Well, yeah, that brings up a good fourth point. It'd be great if they could vote them up and down. Basically, everything Reddit does is good. The way Reddit lets you vote things up and down and allows you to comment and stuff, all of that stuff would help a lot, I think. And then people would kind of compete to make the coolest posts.
Yeah.
And then you start getting really good posts.
Okay.
Or we'll just copy Reddit and add Reddit to it.
Where would you put the like the snapshot of the week? Where would that go?
I
mean,
would
like-
put it somewhere up, easy on the main page to see where I don't have to scroll down. Or maybe even just like a button.
You know what I'm thinking?
Alright.
I'm thinking it's time we get rid of that ad, and then we free up some space on the left-hand side. We can put the snapshot of the week there. The ad, I think, really hurts like
Yeah, get rid
the
of the ad.
legitimacy of our look. We look like like an Angel Fire site. With-
Professional Jill advice: get rid of the ad.
Yeah, I would. I mean, that. Yeah, I totally agree. And then in that space, we could maybe even move the robot carousel or the robot selection menu of all the thumbnails. Maybe we can even move that to a left nav, and you kind of there's like a search feature, so you can like actually search for robots. Yeah, it would give us more space. And also, like while we're talking about removing things, I think at some point we should remove the play music button at the bottom, at the footer, just because you wouldn't see like something like that on Twitch, on any platform. Like Twitch.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's on Twitch, but actually, Jill does play music on her stream. And there are
I
games
do.
that have music that you enable and disable, so it's a very common.
Wait.
It's for the stream itself, right? So there's
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, but our audio
It's all the
quality-
audio that's coming through the stream. It's not like there's a separate like music overlay audio.
Yeah,
And
but
like
our audio quality isn't good enough to do that because it'd be like 8-bit.
yeah,
I mean, it's not technically 8-bit, but it's it's barely surviving. So if you try to play music over it,
I mean, we should imagine that every
Thank you very much.
stream is going to provide their own audio. So if every stream is providing their own audio, there's no need for us to have to us to provide like our own official audio. Um, yeah, like I don't know, like if Matt is playing music on his stream, uh, like you wouldn't play our music because it would just collide with like the music that's coming from the stream. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
but Matt's
Yeah,
not
it
playing
takes
music.
it takes away from the broadcaster, right? So the broadcaster loses control over the content, like when you allow the user to sort of play their own music separately.
Yeah, but I want the users to be able to lead the show because
Well, that should be up to the broadcaster, usually.
I know, but our site's not necessarily like that.
I mean, yeah.
What
Well, I mean, the way I would do it is if there was sort of a music like integration, right? Then the chat room would have control over it, right? So
Yeah.
in my stream, for instance, like we can add a robot that lets users like change the music like anytime they want to and all that other stuff, right? So it's great to put it in like chat control and to give people that autonomy, but when everybody's just having their own unique sort of experience,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even like really unique experience. It's like you just can't, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't control. Yeah.
I know what you mean, but let me just.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what the feature should be. I don't think you should take the. First of all, I don't think you should take the button out for now because that's not going to increase traffic to take the button out. But I think what the feature should actually be is something a little different, like Jill said, which is have a jukebox and let the users pick a song, and when it plays directly through like an audio component that's just receiving that separate stream signal. It's not actually coming from a robot. It doesn't need to. And it's harder to get it to go from a robot into the system. So it needs to just come from a separate stream that hits the page and gives everybody a unified music stream that they've crowd selected.
Wait, what about this? What if it actually came from a physical like jukebox in the same room as the robot? That way, it's like the robot or the users get to control like what the robot owner listens to, and they can also hear the music at the same time.
I mean, that's a cool gimmick, but it's like way too hard to implement. I mean, we need something where it's just built into the UI that they can.
I guess the reason why I'm saying that is because so if the robot owner, if you, Rick, if you're playing your own music in your room, and they like the crowd controls it to play a song through the UI, then wouldn't that clash? Wouldn't there be two songs playing at the same time?
Oh, you mean they're going to hear it? That's an interesting point. So you mean like the song feeding back through the robot?
Well, maybe I don't know what you mean. So you just mean like the crowd or somehow somebody can turn on a song through the UI, right?
Yeah, in other words, instead of only having one song, which is all we have right now, let's say there were
People can choose songs.
You could choose songs, but when you choose it, it actually sets it for all the users on that robot simultaneously.
Yeah, okay, so all I'm saying is that the UI music is going to clash with the content music. If you're playing
That is the content music. Unless now if you're playing music as a streamer, then you would just set that setting, you would override it. You'd have like control over that nobody else can override. But if if the people on the site are doing all of the work, which is typically what's happening, then they're just setting their music.
Catch up real quickly.
Yeah.
I had a thought. If that's going to be the case, it needs to be mutable on the client side because, for instance, if someone started playing music on a channel that I happen to be at, and I happen to hate that music, I would just leave the channel. Like,
We're assuming that it's going to be mutable.
Okay, all right. Just want to throw that in just in case.
And since it's coming out on a different a different stream, it's easy to mute it or control it separately.
Okay.
Wait. can we backtrack here? What were we saying? What were you saying, Rick?
I'm saying let the users pick the music, and don't worry. So if a streamer is actually on there, like if a person decides to, so if we have a feature, which we don't yet, but yeah, if we have a feature where you can like see a talking head and you have a person hosting, then that person can just lock the song to whatever they want. But that's kind of like a separate issue.
Okay, they can lock the song to what they want. Okay. And if there isn't a talking head,
Yeah, if there's not a talking head, then the users are just in control of the song, or it's just selected somehow.
hmm.
Actually, why
Well,
is that so? Why are you so perplexed? I don't get it.
I'm perplexed because the way I think about this is it's a platform for content, just like YouTube is a platform for content, and Twitch is a platform for content. So it should like our responsibility is just to let the user play their video and audio. Like, why are we providing our own audio?
Which user are you talking about?
I'm talking about the
On our
streamers.
system.
Yeah,
On RunMyRobot.
all the robot streamers.
The robot? The
Uh,
robot streamer?
the people that own the robots. Yeah.
The person that owns the robot.
Yep.
So if the person that owns the robot is not home, which is usually the case, why not let the user set the music?
They could turn on Spotify. Why
Yeah,
do they?
That's not a shared experience between all the users.
I had two ideas about this. So one of the things I wanted to do was allow the user on the website kind of control my iPod by letting them press buttons on my dock on the floor. Or the other thing I thought about, what if they are able to somehow control my Spotify?
Hold on. Let me just. The idea is that Twitch, the way Twitch works, is there's one special person who has to keep the stream going. The way RunMyRobot works is the crowd can just create its own stream, basically. You don't need to have one special person. You could have one person become the talking head that's now the host of the show, but it's optional. It's fundamentally different from what Twitch is doing, where there's one point that's generating content and everybody's sucking in the content. It's a crowd of people who are. It's more like Facebook in the sense that the crowd generates the content.
Okay.
So if they're having a
think
shared
about
experience
this.
and they're just driving around having fun, which is 90% of what they do with each other, and it's fun to have music sometimes because it's like quiet, then having the ability to just set the music and all have a shared experience of music would be more fun to the user, just like any other multiplayer game. Like any multiplayer game does not have to have a host who's generating all the content. The multiple users playing the game are actually generating the content as they go.
I kind of see what you're saying now. So it makes sense if the streamer is away. It makes a lot more sense to have something that
Yeah, and then if the streamer does show up and their head pops up on there, for one thing, you can still have this system because it would still work. But I could also ability to just override the setting, because they are the streamer after all, and just set what music is while they're there.
Okay, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Huh. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, if the music came out of a speaker that's in the same room as the robot, or maybe even came out from the robot itself, the music came out from the robot itself. I mean, I can see that being a something that people might want to buy. I mean, that's shared, definitely. Everybody that's using that robot has to hear that music. And then even the people in the room, the same room as the robot, has to hear that music, and maybe the users might want that. They want to, just like they want to run into people. They want to kind of like, have that kind of interaction. And if they could, like, make these people listen to something that they choose, maybe they might even buy something like that if we sold that. Like, play your favorite song for $1 or whatever on the robot.
I don't even mean charging people. This is all just about making the experience better. But only very few people have robots. Let's assume that only like 1 out of some number, 50 people on the site actually own a robot.
Mm-hmm.
So what the robot's doing doesn't really affect the site so much. I mean, what the robot's playing in terms of music isn't going to affect the users on the site that much.
It's not going to affect the users on the site that much.
Yeah, because our robots are running around. Again, you could make the robot play music, but that's like a different thing. I'm trying to with this conversation, I'm just focused on like making the internet experience good.
So that's my second point is if like we do want to have that shared experience, then for the music that's coming through the UI, are you thinking, or I'm thinking, it should be synchronized like amongst everybody that's listening? Like, you can't start and stop it at your own control.
Yeah.
Like, the entire group listens to the song together. That's what you're thinking.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Because if it's not that, then it's the same like service that Spotify provides, right? Or like if somebody's using our site, they can just as well turn on Spotify for their own music. But if it's like this, we're forcing it to be
like
shared.
A song synchronizer, but to get the real synchronization, you just want the same stream of music going out to all clients on the robot.
Yeah. No. Okay. I mean, I get that point. It's just I don't know. Like, when you imagine the future of RunMyRobot, do you imagine most of the content to be like without humans in the picture, like in front of the webcam? I mean, like, it's just the robots are just in an empty room.
Everybody has a webcam on their computer already, and what people will start doing is becoming hosts.
Okay.
In other words, there doesn't have to be one special host. Any user can theoretically just broadcast their images like you do on Google Hangout, and you can just have like a multiplayer game experience where the users are just hosting the thing themselves. Or one of them could take over and be the host for the whole time. It doesn't matter to me it doesn't matter if it's one person that's always in control or people sharing it. But I think the cool thing about our site is the fact that people share control. That's what they enjoy doing.
If if there's always going to be a mute functionality, then it's not like it's not a problem at all. Because if somebody wants to, like, I'm thinking people are gonna like host events or whatever in front of their robot, and there's gonna be music playing. They're gonna be playing music in their room, things like that. So as long as they can mute the other UI music, then that's fine. I don't know. I think it requires still more thought. I don't know.
I'm just thinking, I've never heard you play music while you're streaming, and if you did, it'd be really garbled. So we gotta be realistic.
Wait, first of all, I have, and like it. Okay. Okay.
I know you. They
Go
probably
ahead.
have. I think I heard you doing it once in a car, but I mean, I haven't seen us really streaming music on top of our streams. 95% of the time, I haven't seen music on top of our streams. So they can get boring because they're just kind of
But
like a motor running every so many seconds.
We were watching Power Rangers on Twitch today on my stream.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I mean, it's like nobody's conscious of whether like music is going to be playing or not. I mean, I guess you don't have to be conscious of it. The user can just mute it. I mean, I guess it's additive. I mean, I guess it's not subtractive to include the UI music. It's just if there happens to be dead time during the person's stream, then you're welcome to turn on our additional music.
Yeah, I mean, 90% of the use on our site is not a person's stream. It's the robots like driving around under crowd control, just having fun. That's 90% of the use. Even more than that, it's probably like 95%.
Something that people really ask me when I'm driving with Zip is specific songs, and I have a hard time handling either my iPod or my Spotify to pick just what they want. So I think it would be interesting to allow them to choose what my car plays through the speakers somehow, because they really ask for it whenever I'm on the road, or say when I'm going on a run with JoseBot, like they control what I listen to somehow, or something like that.
You could just make the robot play the song that the users are playing. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. I'm wondering if it would feedback too much, but like when the users select the song, the robot can just play the song also, so that everybody has the shared experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Jose drive, and yeah, the music from his car does come out garbled, but I don't get
Does?
that point. Yeah, I mean, like the audio, lots of times comes out garbled. It's not just the music, like any audio, but that doesn't like help your point, Rick. Like because it's
Which
garbled.
Which one?
Well,
does it
I mean, because the audio gets garbled, it doesn't mean. I mean, are you saying then they're just gonna mute or turn on the music over the garbled music?
Well, which point are you saying that doesn't help?
No, just the having the UI music. Like, why does
I'm
it?
saying 95% of the time, what the users are doing is like having fun with driving the robots around and looking at stuff. And right now, the best they could do to have music would just be turn on Spotify, which is kind of okay. But if we want to give it like a shared experience, then a reasonable way to do that would be to let them choose the music that they're going to be listening to. And if you want to include the streamer in that, so if there's a streamer, then we can send that same exact stream out of the robot speakers so that they're involved, even if they don't have a computer. If they do have a computer, then they're going to be on the channel, so they're going to hear the music also anyway. And they can use the system to select the song that they want to overlay. So it's a little better than just trying to use Spotify, because it's going to integrate the song they want to play right into the stream in a better way.
Okay, I mean, so there was a company that their entire product was listen to music together, and it almost seems like we're trying to shoo that product into this.
Just an additional feature to build engagement when there's dead time for the streamer isn't present.
Not really dead time, it's just collaborative time. And as I said, if the streamer's there, they could still use the system that we're talking about to set the music that everybody's going to hear on the stream. So...
I don't know. So on one hand, it just seems like it's like making something simple over complex. That the simple thing is all we need to do is display. It's really relay this person's content, their audio 100%, their video 100%. We don't have to
Yeah, we're already going to
manipulate or do anything
right,
to
we're already
that.
going to do that.
And then on the other hand, I can see, like, if you're thinking about this as like a multiplayer video game, then yes, video games have soundtracks. Um,
Yeah, like CS 3.6 back in the day. You
I,
guys
I
familiar
think
with
I
Counter
think
Strike?
yeah, I think most video games have soundtracks. I don't know.
No, like people
Yes,
would
I do.
actually, people would actually be playing Counter Strike and using their microphone to play music through the microphone, so everybody on their team can listen to it. Granted, sometimes they got muted, or a lot of the time.
Yeah,
That's just what happened in Counter Strike.
yeah. I mean, I can see. I don't know. It's I don't know. I feel like we can argue a lot more about this.
I think we should do some research on distributed experiences across like various users when it comes to
Well,
media.
what is it? It doesn't really matter right now because we don't need the feature right now anyway. I was just describing what I think would be a good feature to control music. But right now we need to get traffic on the site. I think that's more important.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, if we get streamers on the site and they're awesome streamers that put their own music in and they have like long podcasts and generate great content, but that's great. We don't have that right now, but that would make our lives really easy. If we had like Britney Spears decided to like do something on our system, then all of a sudden, yeah, that would make our life easy because anything she does is going to get a lot of views. But right
yeah,
now, you got to look at what the site is.
yeah. But I mean,
What
but we should be
users
building
are.
towards what we want, what we're expecting. We're expecting there to be, all these very
I expect to have
engaging.
crowd-controlled robots and kind of like a multiplayer experience. Otherwise, we're just going to be Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to drop some robots in like strategic places. Like have I talked about this? I want to go to AFK Lounge in San Jose when I'm back. Do you guys know it? Theo?
No, I don't.
It's essentially it's like a sports bar, but instead of screens where people sit and watch sports, they drink beer and they play video games. Any video game like Smash Brothers, all the good ones. It's in San Jose, and I feel like they would love to have a few robots or at least
Yeah.
one dropped in there.
It sounds like they might. Yeah, it'd be worth checking out. I can go
Yeah,
with you to check them out.
I only have one kit though, for weird stuff. So let's talk about this when I'm over there. I also think that, I mean, even though our social media presence isn't up to the standard that the ideal that we have, let's remember that like most marketing, people think that happens online, but it's actually word of mouth, the majority of it, and I think it's something important to keep in mind. Which is why I think that like the little stickers or the shirts that we've spoken of would be good for us to just have, because people ask questions, and then like the cop, like did you guys ever see that post that he did? I don't know if he even did it, but was there ever a spike when I drove down? Because he said he was going to share.
There's a cop?
Sharing.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got pulled over by highway patrol.
Oh yeah, you told us that, and then yeah, and he saw the robot. Yeah, I mean I'm like I'm all for the physical, like what do you call it, like RunMyRobot stickers or decorations. It's just that's a very manual and slow way of distributing like awareness. It's faster if it's digital. I mean, you have a chance of
That's true.
it can go viral or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I mean, well, on the topic of the social media stuff, yeah, I mean, like if we can do GIFs, I think that'd be great. So I'll look into that. And the social media icons on the front page, that should be super easy. I can do that. And then the better looking dedicated React snapshot page. I mean, I've got most of that except for the comments. So I'm working on the comments. So maybe with all those pieces in place, maybe it'll be better. I think the comments will definitely help. Yeah. But anyway, we don't have to like belabor this stand-up meeting. Yeah, Jill says she votes snapshot GIFs. Yeah, the GIFs would be huge. It's like, yeah. It's a huge, it's like a quantum leap. Quantum leap? Quantum leap from
Snapshot button, remove big ad.
the image.
What Jill says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else anybody wants to open mic discuss? Could be whatever. Could be politics. Could be philosophy.
I would like to go over all the social media channels once I get to the website. Gosh, then I can handle all that stuff and hopefully
Say that again?
bring more traffic in.
What was the beginning of that?
Presentable first.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat what you said?
Yeah, after I finish the website, I'd like to handle all the social media, start generating some content. I
Oh,
want the website to be somewhat presentable before we have people
yeah.
showing up and like, you know.
Well, you know what? I just contacted Nighthawk Martin on our channel. He's always been great with helping us with social media. Like, I feel like this guy is very much on the pulse of, like whatever is like current. And he's, helped us. He had our number one YouTube video. He created our number one YouTube video and made a bunch of Reddit posts that got popular. I think he's very good at that. I asked him like what he's up to and if he wants to help us out again. He said he was on spring break and he was anticipating helping us out again soon. So I don't know what soon means, but
maybe more frequent.
he
The
may
last
come
one
back.
on Facebook was from January 10th. It needs to be like almost daily to really start having some kind of benefit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you you're pretty good with the social media as well, considering you created the Tiny Trump meme. So yeah. I mean, yeah, you can have a go at that too.
I mean, realistically, Nighthawk's not working on it right now with you.
I know. I just slacked him though, like yesterday.
And even when he was working
I'd have
on
been-
it, it was like one thing a month, maybe.
No, that was later on. Like he started to slow down, but in the beginning he was pretty active.
If he shows up, great. If not, I plan on taking it over and start generating content with the websites.
No, I mean, Kevin, you should be generating content. I mean, there's no question. And Nighthawk can generate content too. That's great.
Yeah, I wasn't saying like Martin should do it exclusively and Kevin should. I was just saying, like, oh yeah, by the way, Martin might come back. That's what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, Kevin, sure, we can use help on all fronts. If you want to help us with the social media, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free. Feel welcome to. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. I'm gonna go tinker on those the snapshot pages. All right. Cool. Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.